Celebrate your life. Celebrate the good and the bad, the happy, the sad, the joy and the pain, the sun and the rain. Celebrate life. Celebrate your life with love.
Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to A Spiritual Remedy. My name is Sunshine Day, and what a joy it is to greet you on this day. I see a world where clean and sober people and everyone is living their best life and loving it. And I'm here to provide some spiritual tools and loving support for your personal transformation. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love that you are here. Let me know where you are tuning in from. I want to know, where are you? Where and what are you doing? What are you doing this summer? Summer is almost here, and I want to know what's happening for you. So, golly, I've been gone for a little bit of time. And the time that I've been gone, I've actually been dealing with life on life's terms. And one of the things that I've been dealing with is loss, right? Um, you know, when life is in session, we lose things, right? We lose things, we lose people. Hey, Alina, so glad that you're with us today. Thank you so much. Can you hear me okay? I just want to know if you could hear me. Um, so glad that you're with us today. I want to talk a little bit about loss and about how to deal with loss. My dad, thank you. My dad died on May the 2nd. And I never really knew um the impact, like, just how people deal with loss. Hey, Pharaoh, you can hear me too. I'm so glad. And Eddie, hey, Eddie, I sound great. Thank you, beloved. So glad. I'm so glad. Let me know in the chat, like, what loss are you dealing with lately? Are you dealing with any loss? I know that on a couple of my other shows, Soul Session, which comes out on Fridays on our YouTube channel, I talked a little bit about, how to handle loss and dealing with loss. But I want to know about you and what kind of loss you're dealing with, and what's up for you lately as well. Looking at, I don't know if you're into the watching the news or things of that nature, or whether there's people in your life that have also passed away. I know that for me, um, losing my dad was a profound loss, and allowing myself to grieve, allowing myself to cry, allowing myself to feel the feelings and go through it. Um, Lots of people are always so stoic, or they think that they have to be strong for somebody else. And I get to remember that we're always teaching each other how to be or how to respond, how to act. I'm wondering, if there have been times where you have been untrue to yourself because you've been trying to be there for somebody else. Uh, I know that that is sometimes the role of parents. They try to be strong for their children, and yet I get to recognize that uh, I get to have my feelings, my emotions. I get to express them because the only way through them is through them. And if I keep faking it like I'm strong, or that I'm not affected, or that I'm so spiritual that I'm not in a grieving cycle myself, it gets a little bit weird. And it's been really, truly, truly one of the highlights of my life right now to go through grief and to experience loss and to be able to cry about it, to be able to experience my emotions about it, and then to come out on the other side just feeling real and feeling like like, here's what I'm doing. So I'm wondering, for you, have any of you, recently lost somebody? What kinds of loss are you dealing with? One of the things in the spiritual practices, especially as people in recovery, people who are abstaining from alcohol and drugs and sex and gambling and shopping and all these other things, like, what are the tools that you are using to stay sober, to stay sane, to stay real, and to really be present? Because for me, my life is really about being present in every moment, moment to moment, and to recognize, here's what I'm experiencing in this moment, and it might change in the next moment. And I get to be okay with that. Like, I get to be honest with it. I get to recognize that this is part of life, that this is life. And to the degree in which I don't lie about it, which I don't hide my emotions, my feelings, my thoughts, my experiences, it's to that degree that I'm actually really, truly living my full life. And I don't have to pick up a pill, a drink, a fix. I don't have to sedate myself through some behavior to deal with loss. That within me, there is a power and a presence and a life, my life, and I can make it through. If I can make it through, is there then the possibility that you can make it through? Uh, I think so. I think so. I think we can all make it through. What are the tools and the techniques to making it through? So I found myself engaging in lots of meditation, not to escape, but to understand and to be present. And the mindful meditation was really about breathing, relaxing, allowing the tears to flow, feeling the sorrow, feeling the sadness, feeling that kind of stuff. And a lot of people don't like to talk about that. And as a matter of fact, people are hearing me talk about it and they leave. But what I want to share with you is that within you, you have the capacity to deal with loss, to stay sober, to stay clean, to stay abstinent, not to distract yourself with other things, and to be fully present. That's why it's called the present, because it's a gift. And when we're truly present, um, that is how we get to really fully live. Now, Alina says, I haven't recently lost anyone to transition. I did recently release a commitment of 3 to 7 days a week that I've had for 3 years. So it does feel like a huge loss as far as my daily life and routine. Yeah, Alina, that is so true. When we stop doing something that we've been so used to. For me, it was like, talking to my talking to pops, talking to dad, when I would call. Um, so something like that you've done for many, many years, that is a loss. There's a sense of there's something missing. Thank you so much, Farrell. I got the book that helped, How to Survive the Loss of a Love. Yeah. And whatever support we can get is going to be key and going to be important, because the bottom line is, if I have released and let go of drugs and alcohol and any other addictions that you may have let go of, when we're in that grief and sorrow and in that time of loss, it's important to be present so that we're not returning to the addictive behaviors that had us all jacked up in the first place, right? It's important to be present. At least it was for me. And that was also the key for me, was in my mindful meditation, is just being with that. And also recognizing what I quote unquote believe. Like, examining what I believe. What do I believe about life? What do I believe about death? What do I believe about our time together? Have I told people that I love them? Am I spending time with them? Am I making connections? Like, we don't have to wait until someone dies or until we're not doing that thing week after week after week. I remember, most recently, at one of my consulting gigs, I when I submit my invoice, I just want to say how much I appreciate being able to add value to people's lives, right? And having that opportunity to say thank you to someone who gives me a check in exchange for what I do is important and is key. And it goes a long way. Like right now, we're in a dry season and I'm not even doing consulting work for them, but they know how much I appreciated being there because I would let them know. We don't have to wait. Hey, Jan, I've missed you so much. Jan, I know this is true for you because I lived this, with you. We've known each other that far back. I lost a child at 3 years sober. Thank God Iona gave me affirmations and prayers to practice during her illness. I use them today. And that is key, is that when we find the things that work for us, the healthy ways of dealing with grief, of dealing with loss, whether it's the loss of a loved one, to death or transition, or loss of a job, loss of income, loss of maybe even a body function as people age, they have the loss of particular body functions that they used to have, right? Um, so it is important that when we have something that works, that we use it over and over again. For me, it's that meditation and even the contemplation of recognizing and adjusting my beliefs about death and dying. I had to go through that in the 80s, the late 80s, when a lot of my friends, I was working in HIV/AIDS prevention and education, and a lot of people that I had come to know and love were dropping or just dying, like 4 and 5 people dying a week of HIV, of AIDS. It was difficult. And during that time, I had to readjust my idea of death and dying, of life, of living. And that time period for me was so instrumental in shaping and forming what I do today. So I appreciate you, Jan, for talking about the affirmations and the prayers that Iona gave you, because it was during the HIV pandemic that I too was given a new way of looking at life, at living, at death, at loss. And it has shaped how I deal with loss today. So, here's what I want to say is that while we are living, let us appreciate one another. Um, Alina, I appreciate you. Jan, I appreciate you. Farrell, I appreciate you. Eddie, I appreciate you. Nancy, I appreciate you. Sunny Day, I appreciate you. Bertha Moreno, I appreciate you. It is important to appreciate and to love up on people and to let people know how important they are. Yeah, Jan, ain't that something that Agape had a weekend seminar on death and dying? And when we get new ways of looking at things, the way that we look at things change. I think it was I forget who said that. Um, but it's important. It's important to also stay close and have support. So, whether you're experiencing the loss of something or someone, here's a place where you can get some loving support. I am here for you. We never want to go back to our addictions and the ways of being and the habits that really had us down and out. We want to stay present. We want to be supported. We want to get to the other side by going through it. We go through it to the other side. And that is the offering for today. I trust that it is something incredible and awesome coming up in the next few months. Wait, let's see what Matthew. Hey, Matthew. Matthew says, Eddie Watkins Jr. says that change the way you look at things and the things that are going to change. But there was somebody else who said that. He died. Dyer. Oh God, what's his first name? Wayne Dyer. When you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at change. And that is exactly it. That's our way to go. Thank you. I got it before you typed it. Thank you so much, Eddie. Well, listen, beloveds, I love you. I appreciate you all. I am in awe of the community that we're building. What I wanted to say is I'm going to start some quarterly live webinars for us. So stay tuned. In a couple of months, like toward the end of summer, we're going to do a quarterly, and we'll do quarterly live webinars where we'll be able to support one another and have some incredible speakers and have some more people joining me. It may be one of you, who knows? But until then, know that you are loved. Know that I love and appreciate you, and that you mean the world to me. Until next time, which is next Monday. Bye for now.
Thanks for tuning in to A Spiritual Remedy. Use the links in the description for prayer requests, to donate to Be That Spiritual Learning Center, and to join our mailing list. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And you can visit us at vidaslc.org for more information.